The shotgun blast still echoed off the canyon walls when Deputy Morales stepped onto my porch, hand near his holster. "Put the gun down, Mr. Lawson. Step away from the drone." Smoke curled from the Remington's barrel, and 20 feet out in the frost-tipped grass lay the wreckage. Black plastic twisted like a dead crow, one rotor spinning lazy circles until it stopped. I lowered the 12-gauge slow, the way you do when you know the next move decides everything. "You want to tell me what just happened?" Morales asked, eyes flicking from the smoking barrel to the cracked camera lens. "I shot a trespasser," I said. "It was flying 10 feet from my face, recording." He didn't smile, but the corner of his mouth twitched. "You shot a drone." "Correction," I said. "I shot a felony in progress." Most men would have laughed or argued. Morales just nodded once, like he'd seen stranger things in these mountains. "Name's Tom Lawson, 48, retired U.S. Marshal, current part-time criminology instructor at the community college down in Durango. I bought these 8 acres outside Silver Creek, Colorado, for one reason: silence. The kind that wraps around you like a blanket after 20 years of sirens and safehouse raids. No covenants, no streetlights, no busybody with a clipboard telling me how high my grass can grow. That silence lasted exactly 2 years. Then the humming started. It began as a whisper over the ridge, a mosquito buzz at dawn. I figured some kid with a new toy. By day 4 it had a pattern. 5:42 a.m., southwest approach, hover, scan, retreat. Day 6 it floated outside my bedroom window while I shaved, red light blinking like it was taking notes. I started logging flights the way I used to log fugitive sightings: time, altitude, vector. Old habits. I mounted 3 trail cameras and named the intruder Raven. Military-grade carbon frame, no registration numbers, infrared lens. Not a hobby drone. A hunter. The morning it crossed the line, the sky was glass clear, air cold enough to bite. I was on the porch with coffee when the hum returned, lower, bolder. Raven stopped 15 feet away, lens tilting like it recognized me. "You picked the wrong morning," I told it. I raised the Remington, bead on the camera housing, and squeezed. The blast punched a hole in the quiet. Raven spun, sparked, and dropped into the buffalo grass with a crunch that sounded final. I thought that was the end. Turns out it was the beginning. 2 days later, an envelope showed up in my mailbox. No stamp, heavy cream paper. Pine Ridge Estates, HOA, Compliance Division. Inside, a notice claiming my greenhouse violated community view corridors and sat 3 feet inside their buffer zone. I laughed so hard the magpies scattered. My deed predated Pine Ridge by 6 years. Their buffer zone was fiction. I called the county assessor. "Ma'am, am I in any HOA?" "Negative, Mr. Lawson. You're 8/10 of a mile outside their plat." I recorded the call, scanned the letter, and started a file labeled Raven 1. Next came the surveyor. Mid-morning, white pickup, magnetic sign, Apex Land Metrics. Driver introduced himself as Curtis, clipboard in one hand, polite smile in the other. "Just a routine boundary verification for Pine Ridge, sir. Won't take 10 minutes. I let him work. From the porch, I watched him sweep a handheld LiDAR unit along my south fence, pausing longest at the greenhouse foundation. Not measuring lines, measuring heat signatures. Military surplus gear. Curtis wasn't verifying boundaries. He was inventorying. When he left, I found fresh boot prints and tripod scars exactly where Raven used to hover. I smiled for the first time in weeks. They were building a paper trail. I decided to give them one of my own. I drafted a fake survey overlay on my old GIS workstation, a narrow, unverified easement along my south line, watermarked in infrared ink with the phrase "County Dispute, Do Not Distribute." I printed it, left it on the greenhouse table under a gooseneck lamp, visible from 50 yards. Then I waited. 4 days later, another cream envelope. This one-sided updated geospatial data proving my greenhouse encroached 6 feet into the communal greenbelt. They'd copied my fake map verbatim, watermark and all. Got you. I spent the night cataloging drone debris, flight logs, the tracker I found magnet stuck under my truck bumper, the forged letters. Everything tagged, photographed, backed up on 3 drives. One went in the gun safe, one in a bank box, one mailed to Ellen Harper, my old JAG buddy turned civil rights attorney. Ellen called at dawn. "Tom, this is an overreach. This is a racketeering template. They're stress testing surveillance on non-members to force annexation and flip the land. How many others? At least 7 I've found so far. Same drone model, same shell company, same endgame. We filed a counterclaim. Invasion of privacy, criminal trespass, FAA violations, RICO predicate acts. Then I called Sarah Klein, investigative reporter for the Durango Herald. She'd helped me bust a sheriff's evidence scam 15 years back. Some debts you pay in ink. Sarah's story hit the front page. Drone stalkers. HOA accused of illegal spying on private land. My trail cam stills ran beside quotes from 3 other landowners. Within 48 hours, the story went viral. Hashtag Pine Ridge Predators trended nationwide. Talk radio hosts screamed about property rights. A state senator called for hearings. The sheriff raided Pine Ridge HOA offices on a Friday. They seized 6 dossiers, mine labeled subject non-compliant, monitor closely. Inside, infrared photos of me splitting wood, heat maps of my cabin at 3 a.m., social media screenshots circled in red. One page listed my class schedule at the college. Margaret Caldwell, HOA chair, went on local TV claiming rogue contractors and miscommunication. The sheriff arrested her Monday morning on forgery, conspiracy, and wire fraud charges. Her mugshot ran beside a photo of my porch. Court was quieter than the mountains. Judge Ramirez, no nonsense, silver bun, voice like gravel. Ellen laid out the evidence like a crime scene diagram. 61 drone flights, the forged plats, the tracker pinging from Margaret's office printer. When Margaret took the stand, she tried tears. Ellen handed her a tissue and a copy of the CivicScan contract signed in her own hand. $48,000 for resident compliance analytics. Judge Ramirez didn't blink. Guilty on all counts. Pine Ridge HOA dissolved, assets liquidated. Margaret got 8 years, 5 in custody, lifetime ban from any board position. CivicScan folded under federal scrutiny. 3 executives pled to wire fraud. I walked out of court into October light, boots crunching on cottonwood leaves. Reporters shouted questions. I kept walking. Some victories don't need sound bites. The settlement check came in November, $350,000 after fees. I cashed $25,000 into the San Juan Property Defense Fund, legal aid for landowners fighting fake covenants. The rest went to a new workshop behind the cabin. Tin roof, pot-bellied stove, 6 chairs. Once a month I teach plat maps, FAA regs, how to spot a shell company. Folks drive hours to attend. They leave with notebooks and backbone. I welded a steel sign where Raven crashed, in OHOA. No drones. Trespassers will be educated. Tourists stop for selfies. I let them. The joke writes itself. Some nights I sit on the porch with coffee gone cold. Raven's scorched camera housing on the rail like a paperweight. Wind moves through the pines. Creek talks to itself. Stars keep their own counsel. No hum, no red blink, just silence thick enough to lean on. I earned it, file by file. Now it's your turn. In the comments, tell me straight. When a committee hides behind letterhead and sends machines to watch you sleep, do you negotiate, do you litigate, or do you load birdshot and let the evidence fall where it may? I read every reply. The mountains are listening.